Okay, I'm on. I'm gonna try to record this really fast because I think Cricket just set up in her crib, and so I have a few minutes before she's going to want me to come get her. Anyhow, today's recipe is stuffed pork chops. And if you see the picture, you're like, they don't really look stuffed. And that's because I did not get pork chops that were thick enough to stuff them. So here's my take on the stuffed pork chop. So what I did was, I did actually try to do the slice to stuff with the mixture. You're gonna have to really get a pretty thick pork chop to be able to do this. I got one that was probably about like that, about 1/4 of an inch thick, and honestly, I thought it was delicious. So the recipe is for two servings. It is for 2 pork chops. So I basically sandwiched them, is what I did. So I did all of the mixture, put it on top, and I believe I used the one that I was trying to cut up or do the slits in. I used that on the bottom one because it was so torn up. I was really able to just kind of put it together. So I did pan sear them and then did the mixture exactly the same way that I have in the recipe below. And then I again pan seared, and I did pan sear both sides of the pork chop, and then sandwiched them, and then that was how I cooked it. So it's my take on the stuffed pork chop. Again, this was a super, super easy recipe. It is delicious. We have really kind of, during the pandemic, because I've gotten so tired of chicken, we've really tried to start venturing out and doing more pork chops. I think that pork chops can be really dry. And so I like the recipes that I have been posting, that David and I have, even, if you watched or read our chop off, we did our pork chop competition. I guess that was last year, but it was absolutely delicious. Mine were more sweet. David's were definitely more savory. I will also put a link for that below. His was just super easy, and it was cumin and oregano. I will tell you, during the pandemic, since we, like everybody, have been staying at home and cooking more, the one ingredient that we cannot live without is avocado oil. It makes everything taste like butter. I don't know what it is. It is so yummy and just gives everything a really, meat, it keeps everything very juicy, but I don't know, it just makes it makes everything taste. It's real a smooth kind of taste. It makes everything, like I said just a minute ago, taste like it has been soaked in butter. So I highly recommend this. It's very easy. A lot of times you can find pork chops on sale at the grocery store. It's been weird with, I guess, whatever's going on with the world. And what you can find, what you can't find. I really like chicken thighs. I like chicken leg quarters. I'm having a really hard time finding them, and if I can find them, they're crazy expensive, and I'm just not doing it. So you guys know I'm a huge Sam's shopper, love Sam's, but I will buy in bulk and then just break everything. When we get home, I break everything out. I have our freezer bags, and then I have our freezer containers, and they're also saying that this is supposed to be a pretty bad winter, and last winter, honestly, I wish we had stayed at the lake house, because they did not have rolling blackouts like they did in Dallas. Dallas decided to do rolling blackouts, and so yeah, that was 4 days without power, and it was freezing. And for everybody that's oh, it's so not a big deal. We do have a generator at our house in Dallas. That was something we bought. We were in a tornado, actually, when I was pregnant, and so that was such a savior for us. But again, they're saying that this is supposed to be a pretty bad winter. So I am trying to do my Sam runs once a week, but buy a extra things, a couple of extra meats or veggies or whatnot, and just freeze them. And so you guys will see this in the next couple of weeks. I've taken kind of those frozen vegetables because we don't do, there's a handful of stuff that we do that's canned, but if you actually look at some of the labels, they just have yucky stuff in it, and I would prefer to have fresh. Anyhow, but I will give you guys some different recipes on freezing the vegetables and then how to reheat them. If you have a generator, you know, even just a little one, and I've got some that I've kind of looked at that are great for home use, they're solar powered, so you're gonna have to like kind of bank up. But I'll do a post on some of that as well. Like you could run your air fryer, you could run your microwave, but it's gonna help to have those frozen meals in your fridge. Like on our oven in Dallas, it's gas, so we were okay, but our oven out here at the lake is electric. So that's why I'm trying to like do as much as I can. We don't have a warming plate. I should probably get one of those, but we have like an electric skillet or electric little indoor grill. We do have the air fryer, we've got the Instant Pot, the microwave, you know, things like that. So just trying to kind of be smart, because, you know, we're just not used to this kind of weather here in Texas. So that was a big shocker. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoy this pork chop recipe. Again, it is very delicious. It is very flavorful. I would say 2 people can probably split 1 pork chop. The stuffing itself is a very, I don't want to say fragrant, it's just a very heavy, creamy kind of sauce. So a little bit goes a long way. So there you go. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you soon.